I remember being about 5 or 6 when I started my first real team. And I was so nervous to go into class, to go meet the coach. And I ran outside to my dad, and he was like, "You can do this, you got this, go inside." And I think that moment when I got nervous and he pushed me, I just loved gymnastics ever since then. I think gymnastics is my escape. I love going upside down, flipping, just like letting myself not think about anything but gymnastics. Since I was 7 years old, I've trained every day for 4 hours. I didn't really think about injuries, I just had fun in the gym competing. I was 11 when I had my first major injury. It was in 2018. I had just finished a really good season, and I woke up one morning and my elbow was hurting and I couldn't move it and it was locked. It was really scary. We went to the emergency room and they referred me to Boston Children's, and I was told that it was an overuse injury and that had been going on the entire season, but I didn't feel the pain until it got to its worst and I couldn't move my elbow. My injury was like the worst that it could be. I was told by the orthopedics this is a big injury. This is not something a lot of people come back from in gymnastics. At 11 years old, the last thing I wanted to hear was, "We don't know if you can do gymnastics again."
Yeah, pull up the medic recon, and you can see the biological.
Dr. Bauer was really great when I first met her. It was great to have her in my corner because she was an orthopedic doctor and she saw kids like this all the time. As a little kid who was so scared, I was like, this surgeon wants me to be an athlete again, wants me to do gymnastics again. I remember waking up and having this huge cast on my arm and a huge leg brace, and I couldn't bend my knee and I couldn't move my elbow. So I essentially had 2 surgeries, both in my knee and my elbow. And I just was like, what am I going to do? Like, this is crazy.
How's that feel? Good. Any pain? No. Awesome.
I was referred to Hart. She took me basically under her wing, and she told me she was going to get me back to my sport. Without her, I wouldn't have been able to return to gymnastics. Two years later, same thing happened on my right elbow. I couldn't move it, it was locked up, and I started panicking. Dr. Bauer gave me 2 options. It was either have the same procedure or do a scope procedure, which would heal faster, but there's not a likely I would return back to gymnastics. And Ellie really told me, if you do the other surgery, you know I'm here, you know how long it takes, but you know that you'll get back to gymnastics. There was a voice in my head that told me, you're not done with gymnastics, you want to keep going. And I think that just having those 2 people there to support me helped motivate myself into knowing that I can get back to gymnastics, and I wasn't alone in my decision. The second injury, I had harder skills that I was training to do, so it took longer. And I remember being only able to do handstands and cartwheels, like basic stuff, and just being like, I want to go flip again, I want to run, I want to jump, I want to do all this fun stuff. But the only way I'm able to get back to gymnastics was with that progression plan. Bye. Thank you. I plan on keeping Boston Children's with me for the rest of my life because I feel like they set me up for such a successful gymnastics career and life that I know that even if I'm not close by, I have Ellie, Dr. Bauer, Kelsey, and Dr. Whitney in my corner, that even if it's not gymnastics related, they can be there for me. I see myself giving back, honestly, to the community that helped me. And I definitely want to study something in exercise science and become an Ellie, kind of helping those athletes, gymnasts that need the support. Because I had all that support through both injuries, and I'm forever grateful. And I feel like going into that field of work would be just my way of giving back and way of seeing it from the other side.